Ready to go? First of all, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us today in person at the Enterprise Center, on YouTube, and the app. We have come together today to introduce the leadership group for the 23-24 Blues season. The organization is proud to announce Robert Thomas, Justin Fault, Colton Parenko as assistant captains, and Brayden Schenn as the 24th captain in Blues history. As we explored the best direction for the organization moving forward, it became clear that this team needed a veteran player with vast experiences on and off the ice to hold the title of captain. As we transition into a new era of Blues hockey, having been there, seen that, done that leader was necessary. With that said, the NHL has evolved and no one person can be held solely responsible for the team. The responsibility to prepare on and off the ice is an individual choice. What we have passed on to this leadership group is the shared responsibility to create and maintain a standard that will make our city and fans proud. Ultimately, our belief that each group functions best with a focal point leader that has the trust of his teammates, coaches, and the organization as a whole. Brayden Schenn has experience, courage, toughness, and knowledge that is needed for this group now and moving forward. It is Craig's and my privilege now to present Brayden with his new jersey with the C proudly stitched on. Thank you. Center stage.
There you go. I just want to say thanks to everyone for coming, and most importantly, those guys sitting to the left of me right now, my teammates. It's a pretty special day, standing up here, being the captain of the St. Louis Blues. It's something I'll remember forever, but remember you guys showing up for me, means a lot. These are the guys that I come to battle and war every day and enjoy being at the rink with them. So I just want to say thanks to you guys. Thanks to Mr. Stillman and the ownership team, Doug and his management team and Chief and the coaching staff for believing in me that me and the leaders that we have on our team as well with Justin and Colton and Robert, that we are the guys to get this team in the right direction, lean on each other and keep pushing it forward in the right direction. St. Louis Blues is a pretty historic franchise with many great leaders. If you look around, the list of guys that have been the captain of the St. Louis Blues before, with the Plager brothers to Bernie Fedorko, kind of the era of I grew up watching with Gretzky, Hall, Pronger, McInnes. To be in history with the St. Louis Blues of being a captain with those guys, it's pretty special and a tremendous honor, and I'm excited for the opportunity and challenge. And most recently with Petro and Ryan O'Reilly too. I've learned a ton from those guys. Those guys were great leaders, different leaders, and just from my experiences, going to try and lean on that kind of over my 13 years that I've been playing, and like I said, move this thing in the right direction. And I see our team to hold ourselves, and the organization to hold ourselves to a high standard. That we have a vision for this team that we feel we have goals that we are going to achieve this year. And like I said, everyone's hungry and ready to go this year. And there's a good energy in our locker room right now. I know camp hasn't started, but there's a good excitement, and we're looking forward to this upcoming season.
Open it up for questions.
How did Doug inform you about the C, and can you describe your emotion when you found out?
Yeah, just I got a text on Wednesday afternoon. So obviously, long off season, and we're unsure of obviously the direction of kind of what was going to happen, and they just met with them Friday morning. So, like I said, between the four of us that are going to be a part of the leadership crew, not only that, with the four guys, it's everyone in our locker room. We have guys that have won cups, guys that have a ton of experience. So, the guys that are going to have voices that the four of us can lean on, and like I said, get this thing moving to where it needs to be.
Doug, was it a difficult decision, and what ultimately led to the man on your right there? And does he embody everything you want as a captain?
Yeah, the last part first, yes, he does. As I said, I think the experience, the been there, done that. We are transitioning, and I think having someone in our group that was a 5th overall pick that has played on a couple of organizations, that there's not much that he hasn't seen that he can share with the group, and also his persona on the ice is St. Louis original, and I think it's something that we want to continue with. But the process started talking to a lot of different people in our organization, outside our organization, in different sports, on leadership, on leadership by committee, what it took. And as I said in my initial statement, I just kept coming back to experience, transitioning into a new era. And when I got to the criteria that was most important for this team moving forward, Schenner was the natural option. Obviously, these decisions aren't made in a vacuum. I had a lot of different people giving me input and advice. Great support from ownership, Mr. Stillman and his group, asking me the questions that went into the decision and then supporting the decision.
Doug, who were some of those people that informed the decision on your
end? I don't want to get into specific names. They're former Blues players, former captains in the NHL that I've worked with internationally, Hall of Fame players, Hall of Fame coaches, different managers. As I said, it's something that we took very seriously. And when I talked to those people, it wasn't about individual names, it was about the formation of a leadership group and how it's changed and what goes into it. So there was obviously Craig and I talked quite a bit about it. We shared different ideas, but it just became an overriding factor on the characteristics and where we were at as an organization. We still have a number of veteran players here as we transition. Their goal is to win today. Their goal is to be led by someone that has that same focus of winning today, and we're excited about where we're at.
Craig, I'm assuming that you believe that a captain still is needed in today's NHL. If that's the case, why do you believe so? And can you discuss your relationship with Brayden and why you think he's a good fit?
Yeah. First of all, I think captain's important for sure. I think it completes your team, in my opinion. Like these guys have talked about, this team's hungry to prove themselves this year and going forward. We still have a lot of veterans on our team. We're still in the winning business here, so I think having a captain is important in terms of that. Brayden, experience for sure. Great character, toughness. I mean, he's been a Blue here for 5-6 years now. He's learned from different captains that he talked about and saw how things were done. He's won, and he leads by example. You can see like his teammates are here supporting him, so that's a good sign right there. In my opinion, that they're here to show the support. I think Brayden does everything the right way. On and off the ice. Off the ice, you don't see all the little things he does, the work he puts in every day, on the ice, off the ice, how he treats his teammates and supports his teammates and helps his teammates. And then on the ice, you guys see what he does. He brings toughness, he brings scoring, he brings all the intangibles that go into a captain.
Brayden, I know you're obviously going to have to, talk to us a lot more and participate in more puck drops and the like, but when it comes to the game, does your approach change at all now that you have a C on the front of your sweater? And if so, how?
No, I think that's the biggest thing is you don't have to reinvent yourself or change yourself a whole lot. You just got to be who you are, and like I said, I think the good leaders understand that it's just not you. It's your teammates, it's your support staff, it's the people you rely on around you to make your job easier. So, like I said, I don't think you have to go and just because you have a C in your jersey, just be a different person than you are. You just have to be more of the same and continue to grow and learn and kind of try and find the best version of yourself.
Brayden, at the end of last year, some of the players talked about how off-ice kind of affected on-ice results. Looking at what happened last year, how do you kind of try to change that going into this year?
Yeah, I think, this is obviously day one where we're going to get some questions regarding last year. But I think a lot of it, we're going to put it in a rear view mirror and focus on this year. We feel like last year, we got complacent at the start of the season, and then we caught it or tried to catch it kind of throughout the whole season. And obviously, we had guys on expiring deals and stuff like that. And then before I know it, we were too far behind to do anything. So I'm going to touch on this year. I think, if you look at our locker room right now, we have guys that are come here early, skate together early, are getting together. Like I said, there's a good energy and a vibe, and guys are showing that they weren't happy with last year. So that's step one. We have a lot of work to do, obviously, leading up into the season, but we feel like guys are have the right mindset, and that's most important. Going into training camp.
Brayden, understanding that you don't want to change who you are, like you just said, what have you taken from, you touched on earlier, some captains that you've been a part of their teams that they've done that you want to become that type of guy?
Yeah, it could be captains. There's a lot of leaders that you can learn from that, are not captains. And one guy, I think, I always say coming to St. Louis was probably the best thing for me. It was the best thing for my career and everything else. And just the guys I got to be around, how tight everyone is, how the culture is. And one guy I really learned from is Alex Steen. He was assistant captain along with Petro. What I really learned from him is how much he cared about his teammates, how much he had a pulse on the dressing room. I know I'm talking about him now. He's part of the management team, stuff like that. But that's a guy that you're going to probably going to get a text message or phone call or something like that throughout the time. And like I said, I've had guys that I've learned from in Philadelphia back in the day with the Chemo Teamans and Scott Hartnell's. When you're a young guy, you just try to absorb everything and learn from those guys. And there's a reason why guys play as long as they do. Not only they're good people, they're always learning and always trying to get better. As a young guy learning from Anze Kopitar, there's guys like that where you kind of look back in your experience and you kind of understand and realize why guys were doing things the way they were, and you just try and blend that all together and kind of come up with the right formula in your head that you think's right for the best for the team and the organization.
Anything final? All right.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
What's up?
Yeah.
Come down here.